Hello everybody, Anthony here from Culture of Gaming, here to bring you our top 5 news stories of the week for September 23rd to the 30th. Lots of big news dropped this week, so buckle up and enjoy the ride. Number 5 is Telltale Games closure. On Friday the 21st, Telltale announced that they were performing a majority studio shutdown due to a troubled financial year for the company. This announcement sent shockwave through the video game industry, and the story is still developing today. According to Telltale Games' CEO Pete Harley, it was an incredibly difficult year for the company. This was in turn due to the lack of sales of games released by the company. More than 200 people have been left without jobs as the studio closure came as a surprise to all in the organisation, as employees of Telltale were only given 30 minutes to gather their belongings and leave the building. 25 staff still remain working for Telltale, finishing up projects for investors and shareholders, and discussions are currently in progress as to what will happen to the Telltale Games' ongoing projects like The Walking Dead Season 3. The official statement from Telltale on the 21st of September is as follows. Today, Telltale Games made the difficult decision to begin a majority studio closure following a year marked by insurmountable challenges. A majority of the company's employees were dismissed earlier this morning, with a small group of 25 employees staying on to fulfill the company's obligations to its board and partners. CEO Pete Harley issued the following statement. It's been an incredibly difficult year for Telltale as we work to set the company on a new course. Unfortunately, we ran out of time trying to get there. We released some of our best content this year and received a tremendous amount of positive feedback, but ultimately, that did not translate to sales. With a heavy heart, we watched our friends leave today to spread our brand of storytelling across the games industry. Telltale will be issuing further comments regarding its product portfolio in the coming weeks. Number 4 is Valve to moderate Steam content. It's been a pretty tough year for Valve, with them changing their stance on a number of Steam policies when it comes to moderation. Their latest set of moderations have just been announced, and Valve has confirmed that they will be moderating in-game discussions that occur on Steam. In a Steam blog post, Valve wrote, "In the past, we've been pretty hesitant to get involved in the moderation of individual game discussions, as we didn't want to step on the toes of game developers that want to have their own style of communication with players and their own set of guidelines for behaviour. But over time, we've been hearing from more and more game developers that would actually prefer us to take a more active role in discussion boards, at least to the extent of handling posts that are reported by other players. As a developer, you'll still be able to interact with your audience however you wish. However, if you are reported by a player or user, Valve will launch a formal investigation into the allegations against you and your company." Number 3 is the brand new Pokemon called Melton. Last week, many Pokemaniacs were confused and dumbfounded to learn of a potentially new Gen 8 Pokemon by the name of Melton. This new critter started turning up in Pokemon Go on a day after the latest community event for the game. Melton was sighted within the first 30 minutes of the community event and has since been sighted sporadically throughout the world. Once caught, this Pokemon would morph into another fellow Pokemon. It turns out that this was a teaser on Niantic's part, and they have since confirmed the existence of this new Pokemon. The confirmation came during a meeting in-game with Professor Oak and Professor Willow, who advise you, the player, of the existence of this ancient-type Pokemon. The two professors advise you that this Pokemon's name is Melton and is, of course, a Gen 8 Pokemon that will be appearing in the new Let's Go Pokemon games. Melton is classed as a Hexnut type Pokemon with a body made entirely of liquid steel. It has the ability to corrode other Pokemon and absorb electricity as well as metal. This looks to be a fantastic new Pokemon to be added to the game, and we can't wait to see how it turns out. Number 2 is Microsoft's Big X18 event. It seems Microsoft is at it again. Earlier this week, the tech giant announced that they'll be hosting one of the biggest video game events ever, called X18, that will be happening in late November. Microsoft has not yet commented on what will be shown at the event, but they have confirmed that it will revolve around the last Inside Xbox live stream and will be held in Mexico City later this year. Xbox has said that this is a chance for them to get hands-on with fans. If you are, of course, unable to join in on the live festivities, not to worry, as the whole event, from start to finish, will be live streamed on Xbox's Mixer channel. The earlier mentioned episode is scheduled to take place on November 10th at 1 PM Pacific Time. This will be one of Microsoft's only big events other than E3 that was held earlier this year, so we are excited to see what Microsoft can bring to the table. Number 1 is Sony confirms crossplay with Fortnite. Sony has finally caved to public pressure, agreeing to allow crossplay between certain third-party titles, and yes, of course, this includes Fortnite because it is one of those third-party titles. The giant announced earlier this week that it has identified a path towards supporting crossplay features for select third-party content. This is of course great news for the gamers pushing for this to happen, as Sony has already taken steps to support crossplay between PS4, mobile, PC and Xbox One, launching a crossplay beta for gamers to try out. This will allow gameplay, commerce and progression to migrate between whatever console you are playing on, and of course this does include Switch as well. Sony's statement to gamers earlier this week was, "We recognise that PS4 players have been eagerly awaiting an update, and we appreciate the community's continued patience as we have navigated through this issue to find a solution," said John Kudera, president of Sony Interactive Entertainment. "We see the beta as an opportunity to conduct through testing that ensures cross-platform play is best on PlayStation, while being mindful about the user experience from both a technical and social perspective." They went on to say that for 24 years we have strived to deliver the best gaming experience to our fans by providing a uniquely PlayStation perspective. Sony's statement continues, "Today the communities around some games have evolved to the point where cross-platform experiences add significant value to players. In recognition of this, we've completed a thorough analysis of the business mechanics required to ensure that the PlayStation experience for our users remains intact today, and in the future as we look to open up the platform. This could impact the video game industry severely, removing the whole what console is better debate." Thank you for tuning into this week's Top 5 News Stories. I've been Anthony from Culture of Gaming, and I hope to catch you in next week's video.